Yeah, so welcome all of you, and let us try to continue in understanding the difference between degree of static and kinematic indeterminacies. Okay, so now we all know how does an indeterminate structure looks like. So these are some of the examples of buildings across the globe which corresponds to indeterminate structures. Okay. Now, moving forward. So again, I'm repeating, this is for your better understanding. Roller will have one reaction that you can see here. So it will have one reaction, and pinned will have two reaction components. Fixed support will have three reaction components, and a guided fixed support will have two reaction components, that is moment as well as horizontal reaction. Now, displacements or kinematic thing will be seen in the coming slides, not right now. Some of the practical examples also are shown again. You should never forget this. Roller support, this is example of a pinned support. This is the example of a fixed support to the wall. And you can see this is a guided fixed support. Now, one more important thing that we need to understand is the difference between a hinged support as well as a rigid support. So this topic I will hold it till I finish off static indeterminacy, then I will come back to that. So as we have already seen, degree of static indeterminacy is given by the equation that is R minus N, that is number of unknown reactions minus number of equations of equilibrium, and this is always 3, sigma fx, sigma fy, and sigma mz. If ds is equal to 0, then it is considered to be determinate. If ds is greater than 1, that is degree of static indeterminacy, then it is called an indeterminate structure. But yesterday we have seen one more case, that is ds less than 0, then that beam will not exist, and that is called as unstable beam. So one more definition is coming here. A beam is said to be unstable if the degree of static indeterminacy is less than 0. That is very important definition for us to consider if somebody asks you. Okay. So let me put it that way. Yeah. So if degree of static indeterminacy is less than 0, then the beam is said to be in an unstable condition. In an unstable condition. If you want to show an example, you can show the example like this. So you have a roller here, you have pinned here, and you have internal hinge here. So here 2, here 1. So total 3 minus 3 plus 1 here, because 1 because of internal hinge. So this is minus 1. So this is example. So if you're asked to write what is right the condition for unstable beam, or how do you define the instability of a beam, you need to write this as an example. Okay. Yeah. So the next part, oh yeah, that's simple. How do we make it stable? So stable means if at all, if the degree of indeterminacy is equal to or greater than 0, then it is stable. Simple, na? So if I have a beam with only pinned and roller without an internal hinge, this is a stable support. So any other case other than less than 0 is stable. That means if ds is equal to 0 or greater than 0, then it is stable. No, that's as simple as that. Any case which is beyond 0 is a stable condition. So that's how we consider the stability and instability part of the beam. Okay, so all of you again, a revision, a kind of a revision of what we have already seen. I'm not going to solve, but I've put it in the slides for your better understanding. So you have a fixed support and a roller support. So total here how many? 3, here 3, here 1. Total 4. And how many equations of equilibrium? 3. So degree is equal to 1. Like that, here also we have 3 and 1. Total 4 minus 3, 1. So here we have 2 and here 1. So 3 minus 3, 0, that is determinate. And then here you can see this is 2, this is 1, 1, 1. Total 5. So 5 minus 3, 2, second degree. Okay. And see here now 1, 1, 1 and 3. Total 6. 6 minus 3, 3. So one more example 3, 1, 1, 3. So total how much? 8. 8 minus 3, 5. Fifth degree. So here 3, this is a famous example 3. Total 6, 6 minus 3 is 3. So I think everybody is clear with indeterminate beams. Now, and I have already explained you with internal hinge also. The same thing is applicable. Now let us try to go to the next topic, that is the frame. So what exactly are frames? So frames are the combination of beams and column members connected rigidly at a joint. Connected rigidly at a joint. So we have two different types of frames, that is a two-dimensional frame and a three-dimensional frame. So this is how a two-dimensional frame would look like, and this is how a three-dimensional frame would look like. A simple example. So whatever the structure which we are living right now is a three-dimensional frame. But if you are trying to see the elevation of your house, the front view or side view or back view, if you sketch it on the piece of paper, like we have done in AutoCAD, that is a single 2D frame, two-dimensional part. What are all the forces that will act? So there are axial forces, there are shear forces, as well as the bending moment. So now where do we have these axial forces? So these are actually the axial forces acting at a joint. So this is called as joint. So all these things are actually termed as joints. So this is also a joint, another joint, joint. So wherever a beam and column or any inclined member are connected together, that point is called a joint. Okay. Okay. Now, the other thing is, the other example that I wanted to show here is again a kind of a simple two-dimensional frame and a three-dimensional frame also. Now, one of the important parameters that we need to understand here is that in a two-dimensional frame, you have three equations of equilibrium, which we have already seen: sigma fx, sigma fy, and sigma mz. But in three-dimensional frame, we have third dimension also. That's why sigma fz is coming, and the other two moments are also coming, mx and my. So right now, this is not in the scope of our understanding right now. It's an additional topic which we will see in master's level or in the coming semester, but not in this semester right now. So these are some of the examples of two-dimensional and three-dimensional frames. Now, how do we calculate the degree of static indeterminacy for frames? See, because some of the times these frames will form internal loop. Internal loop means internally there are so many blocks, right? So it becomes very tough to calculate static indeterminacy. See here, this is one block, this is one block, this is one, and this is one. So how do we calculate it is something that we need to understand. So in such cases, static indeterminacy can be expressed as, so ds is equal to degree of static indeterminacy for a frame is equal to degree of internal static indeterminacy plus external static indeterminacy. Internal as well as external. So let us see how do we differentiate both. What is external, what is internal? So name itself says, right? So external indeterminacy is corresponding to the supports. External indeterminacy is corresponding to the supports, and it only talks about the support reactions. So what does that mean? So this is like our beam case. So degree of static indeterminacy is equal to external static indeterminacy is equal to number of unknown reactions minus known equations of equilibrium. So these are unknown reactions, and this is equilibrium equations. How many are there? 3 for 2D. Okay. Now for plane frame, n is equal to 3. Correct, right? So the equations of equilibrium are 3. For space frame, it is 6. Okay, no problem. All of you carefully listen here. Only when we have the external part. So always total degree is equal to combination of external degree plus internal degree. So external degree is always associated with the support reactions. How many support reactions we have? And internal is always bothered about internal hinges or internal rollers. So in such case, all of you please see on the screen right now. This is given by the closed loop. So how many loops have been closed, or how many perfect rectangles or triangles or a parabolic shapes are there which are completely closed? If all the sides of a frame are closed, that is one loop. Okay. Now see here. So this formula is given as, so 3c minus h. Degree of internal indeterminacy is 3c minus h. So for plane frame, 3c means 3 internal forces will be there if each closed loop is opened by cutting a section. So first I will sketch it, then I will show it. Okay. So let me first show it to you for your better understanding. Let us say, for example, I have a frame like this. Okay. Now I am cutting this section here exactly at this point. So what will happen? I have cut that section. It is divided into two parts because I made a cut. So because of the cut, I have a horizontal reaction, a vertical reaction, and a moment. So total, how many reactions are there at the cut point? 3. Now you have pen in your hands, isn't it? If you are carrying pen in your hand with a cap, you try to remove the cap and put it. So how many ways you can do that? You can rotate the cap, isn't it? You can horizontally pull the cap, and sometimes, if you put vertically you can pull the cap. Or you can simply take a pen. If you break it into two pieces or any chalk piece, at a time, horizontal force, vertical force, and the moment are seen, all three at a time. So that's where we are talking about the cut section. You can see that here on the screen itself. So see here, at a point where there is a cut, what all you can see? A horizontal, a vertical, and a moment. So 3C corresponds to, see the bottom, 3 internal forces. So 3 internal forces. Got it right? Wonderful. So, and C is the number of closed loop, and H is the internal hinge. Now all of you can see on the screen right now. Carefully observe. We are talking about closed loop. So just see the screen, what I am sketching on the board. So you have a rectangle. How many closed boxes are there on the screen where I have sketched right now? How many closed boxes are there? So total, how many closed boxes are there with the red color pen that I have sketched? Oh, wonderful. 4 boxes are there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, how many boxes are there in the frame that is shown in the figure? How many boxes are there in the frame? So this is 1. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Total, how many loops are there? 6 loops. So which means C is equal to 6. And is there any internal hinge given in the problem? No. So there is no internal hinge given. So therefore, this H is equal to 0. So degree of internal indeterminacy will be 18. Okay. And what is the external indeterminacy? So fixed will have 3 reactions. This is actually a pinned support or roller support. This is roller. It will have 1 reaction. And this is pinned support. It will have 2 reactions. Total how much? total is equal to 6. Okay. Of course, if it's a three-dimensional frame, this is not required for us right now. I'm just closing this. Okay, I'll repeat it again. I'll do one thing. I'll just try to explain it here with a simple example. All of you can see on the screen. So this is the frame. Okay, this is again a pinned support. This is a roller support. Okay, and a box. Okay. Now, degree of static indeterminacy is equal to degree of external indeterminacy plus degree of internal static indeterminacy. So external DSE is equal to support reactions. Support reactions minus equations of equilibrium, that is equal to R minus N. So how many are there? So here 3, here 2, here 1. So total 6 minus N is always 3. So degree of external indeterminacy is equal to 3. Next, all of you please see on the screen, degree of, so degree of internal indeterminacy is equal to 3C minus H. 3C minus H. Okay. Okay. So how many closed boxes are there? 1. This is second closed box 2. That is equal to 3 into 2. Okay. 3 into 2 minus any internal hinge is there? Not there. 0. That is equal to 6. So, which means the degree of internal indeterminacy is 6. So ds is equal to 3 plus 6, that is equal to 9. So total degree is always 9. Sorry, actually there is a small thing. Okay, so the total degree of indeterminacy is 9. That's how we calculate the indeterminacy. I hope it is clear for all. That's what I have shown here also. Now let us try to solve some more problems here, which is shown on the screen, which is already written. So all of you can think a while. Okay, so this is the frame given. This is the first example. So this is the first example. All of you be ready. ds is equal to dse plus dsi. Very, very important problem for mid external as well external exams. So dse is equal to number of unknown minus n. N is always 3. So number of unknown reactions here 3, here 1, here 2. Total 6 minus 3, that is equal to 3. So DSE is equal to 3. What is DSI? So DSI is equal to 3C minus H. There is no internal hinge here. How many loops? 4 loops are there. So 12 minus 0. So total it will be 15. So R is equal to 6, N is equal to 3, internal hinge H is equal to 0, DSE R minus N, and DSI 3C minus H. 4 closed loops are there. A total degree of indeterminacy is 15. Now again, everyone be ready with your pen, paper. Next problem, let us see who will say first. So we have 3 internal hinges. For the same problem, we have 3 internal hinges. What is the degree of static indeterminacy for the frame that is shown in the image? What is the degree of static indeterminacy shown in the image? All of you should be attentive and do it fast. Everyone should answer this question. Yes, very good. People are very fast. So number of closed loops are 4. Actually, reactions are 6. I'm sorry here. This is a small correction. This is 6. So total it will be 9 plus 3, 12. Very good. All of you have answered it correct. Yes, degree of internal indeterminacy is 9. Very good. Now another exercise for all of you. What is the degree of indeterminacy for this first image? First problem. What is DSE? Yes, 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. DSI. How much is DSI? DSI is equal to 3C minus H. Any closed box here? Do we have any closed box here? No, 0. So that is equal to 0. So there is, I will write it here. No closed loop. No closed loop. So therefore C is equal to 0. No internal hinge. No internal hinge. So therefore H is equal to 0. Therefore ds is equal to dse plus dsi, that is equal to 3 plus 0, that is equal to 3. Wonderful. Now for the second problem, what is dse? dse is here 3 reactions, here 2, total 5. 5 minus 3, that is equal to 2. And dsi is equal to 3c minus h. So first box, second box, that is equal to 6. So therefore ds is equal to 2 plus 6, that is equal to 8. Very good. All of you are super fast. Next example. Third example. DSE is equal to, very good. People are so fast. This is 3, this is 3. Total 6. 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So here, closed loop. Is there any closed loop? No, 0. And internal hinge, 1. So 3c minus h is equal to minus 1. That is equal to dsi. So therefore, ds is equal to 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2. Correct. All of you are correct. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Very good. Now fourth problem. This is a very interesting question. First, DSE is equal to, so 3, 2, 3, 2. Total how much? 10. So 10 minus 3, that is equal to 7. R minus N. DSI is equal to 3C minus H, that is equal to first loop, second loop, third loop. So 3 loops are there. That is equal to 3 into 3 minus internal hinge IH1, IH2. So 2 internal hinges. That is equal to 7. Therefore, ds is equal to dse plus dsi, that is equal to 14. Wonderful. We are going very good, at a good pace. So 14 total. So these 4 are very important problems also for you to practice. Next. No, that's what. So there's a question. For external indeterminacy, external means only support. External means only support. Internal means internal hinge or link. Internal hinge or link. So I think it is clear, right? External indeterminacy means only support, not hinges. Because internal hinge is an internal part. I hope that is clear for all. Okay. Now, moving forward, see this interesting question. I will try to solve this before taking it further. This is a kind of a beam, a typical example. So I will write and then I will explain. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So here in this first problem, one link and two internal hinges are given. Two internal hinges are given. See, actually, before I used to teach for BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus, so I have took the same slide. Sorry for that. I'll change it. So two internal hinges are given. Okay. Yeah. So in two internal hinges are given. So now let us see the. This is actually a beam. This is not frame. This is a beam. Okay. So degree of static indeterminacy is equal to R minus N, and use internal hinge and link as additional equation, as additional known equation. So what will happen now? So see here 2, here 1, 1, 2. So R is equal to 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. How much? 6. N is equal to 3. Number of equations of equilibrium are 3. But if you see the problem, two internal, so this is actually a link. This is a link, and this is internal hinge. This is also internal hinge. So additional is equal to 1 plus 2. What is 1? Link. 2 is internal hinge. Therefore, degree of static indeterminacy is equal to 6 minus 3 minus 3, that is equal to 0. Therefore, it is a determinate beam. It is a determinate beam. That's very, very important problem. This is very, very, very important. This both problems. Now let me explain this one right now. The bottom one, the second problem here. So here we have 3 reactions. Here we have 3 reactions. Now yeah, total value is 6, correct. Now here, this specific part, actually, this is a internal hinge. This is an internal hinge for both the beams as an attachment. So therefore, which means that we should consider internal hinge known equations as 2. So degree of static indeterminacy is equal to R minus N minus any condition. So let me write it as condition. N minus C. C is condition. C is internal hinge and C is link also. So how much it will be? 6 minus 3 minus 2, that is equal to 1. So statically indeterminate to first degree. Okay. One of these two are very, very important problems for consideration. Okay. So this is how we solve the degree of indeterminacy for a frame. Okay. Now, I'll stop